Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of 31 Days of Cut Files. We are working on our week of steampunk and slash industrial style cut files. And I have these two photos of the little guy that I take care of. He is very, I don't want to say obsessed. He's very interested and intrigued by the tractor or the excavator that is working on the street that we were near one day when we were visiting the park. So I thought I would capture a couple photos. I've got him in my arms and I've got a picture of, you can see the back of his head. He's watching the tractors and whatnot, and then I took a picture of the scene of the construction as well, so you get a better idea of that. And the main reason I took this is because for quite a while he was afraid of the garbage truck. He's still really not entirely sure about the garbage truck. He's interested in it, but he doesn't cry anymore. And I thought it was interesting that the tractor, he wasn't afraid at all. He just was super intrigued. And yeah, the fear wasn't like it was with the trash truck. So I just wanted to note that for, that I don't know what it is about the trash truck, but yeah, he really enjoyed the tractors. And actually, this photo was taken several months ago, and I took him to the park last week, and a different park, and there was somebody in their yard using a bobcat, and we stood for a long time and watched the bobcat. And that, I mean, it's pretty typical that little boys like that kind of stuff, but when he was afraid of the trash truck, I wasn't sure how well he was going to do with all of the other construction-y type vehicles and big trucks. So I was very pleasantly surprised. So I am grunging up this layout. I'm using this tire tracky type of paper. I believe this is an Echo Park, really old paper from a four-wheeling type of kit. I'm not sure if it's available any longer or what the name of it would be, but yeah, it's been in my stash for quite some time. Now I'm going to use that cut file across the center of the layout. I'm going to cut it into two pieces so that it can have half of it on one side of the photos and half on the other side of the photos. And I'm just kind of auditioning what color I want it to be and figuring that out. And I'm playing around with the idea of maybe putting something under it, because I know that I don't want to just put white under it, but I'm not really sure what I want under it. So I'm kind of playing around with that idea and figuring out exactly what I want to do. I do know that I want to grunge up everything. So I'm going to just take a piece of white paper. This is just close to my heart, Daisy White. Any white cardstock would do, I suppose. And I am just grunging up the edges of the papers with my distress tool from MK's shop, some assemblage required. And I love this tool, you guys. It just works so well, so easy to hold on to, and because it's bigger than most of them, and it's got so many different blade paths that it lasts for a very long time. So I am using a little bit of paint from my trip to Alaska. I got these Beam watercolor paints, and they're handmade paints made by an indigenous women-owned company, and I really like them. They're really beautiful. I haven't actually tried them on watercolor paper. I've just been playing with them on my cut files or on plain paper, and one of these days I'm going to have to pull out a piece of watercolor paper and actually play with them a little bit more. But I am using the wet grizzly color, just kind of darkening it up and deepening up the colors. It's brown, but it's got a little bit of a grayish look to it. Not super gray, just a little bit. So I am really liking how that's coming out. I'm just going to wait and let that dry while I work on a couple of other things. I am going to have a black border across the top and the bottom, because I have made a border for my photos in black and all the way around the layout. Normally I add that border around the outside of the layout at the very end. This time I knew I wanted to go ahead and use it, and I wanted the edges of my papers all ruffled up, and I did gut that black paper, as you may have seen at the beginning there. I gut it so that I could use the rest of the black behind the photos, and maybe to create this little piece that is going behind the part that I have watercolored. Now I'm using some Dylusions Black Marble ink. I started by spraying it on, and then my sprayer clogged, which was very annoying. I hate when that happens, but it does happen periodically. Not so much with the plain Dylusions, more so with the acrylic-based things or the ones that have sparkle in them. So I'm not really sure what's going on with this particular sprayer, but I went ahead and just painted it on. And then I am using some Dina Wakley Media Gloss in Medieval, which is black as well, but it's kind of like a gray black, and it's got a little bit of sparkle to it, kind of like a silvery black sparkle. And so I just splattered that on, kind of like an oil slick. I like the way that it looked because it gives you more of an industrial vibe. And so while that dries, I'm going to put my other two pieces down. I did just cut them in half so that they can span across the page, and then that's going to get my photos nice and centrally focused. I just am figuring out where the center of that cut file is, and I wanted to make sure that I kept the light bulb as one whole piece and didn't cut the edge of it off, so that kind of determined where the center was going to be. So now I'm going to go ahead and just glue all of that down using just a little Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. I really like the way that that looks, and figuring out the placement of that, I realize it's not going all the way to the edges, and that's totally fine. I'm totally okay with that, but I do like that it looks like it's more like one piece across underneath my photographs. So I'm pretty happy with the way that it's come out so far, and just tucking the edge right under the edge of the photos. And then I was playing with the idea of using some of the tractors and trucks from MK's shop in the wood veneer, but I also have this little construction set, and I decided to go with that instead because there's a stop sign in the photo, or a stop ahead. There, he's got yellow on his jacket, that orangey yellow, and then it's the same color as what the excavator has on it. So I decided to use that to play off of the colors in the little acrylic set that I've got going here. I'll put a link for that down below in case you're interested in that set. I really like it, and I think it's super cute, and I'm just kind of scattering them across the page. My title is just going to be that acrylic piece that says danger, and then I'm going to add a couple other labels and a little journaling spot. But for the most part, the cut file and the acrylic pieces are doing all of the work for me. I don't really have to add a whole lot more to this layout to call it done. In fact, I don't even really need to add that little brown label that I'm going to add. It says explore more, and I think it's really cute, and so I'm going to go ahead and bring that in. But it's not something that would have been necessary probably. You could have gotten away without it. I don't put a huge title, as I mentioned. I'm just leaving it very simple. And I really like the way that this ends up looking. It's very, it's a pretty simple layout, you guys, when all things are said and done. If you've got a cut file, it does do a lot of the work for you. You don't have to do quite as much as you would think. And these types of cut files, you don't even have to back them to make them look really cool. And that is a really nice thing, because sometimes you're just, you just don't have time, or you don't feel like you want to do all of that cutting and gluing. Inking it up, you could ink it with just some regular an ink pad. You could do so many things. There's so many ways to modify the cut files, which is one of the things I love best about them. And sometimes throughout the rest of the year, I do forget to go in and use them. And I really kind of sometimes look back and go, why did I not think about opening up this binder of cut files that I have, that I've collected, and use more of them? So it's always kind of a nice change. I'm a person who gets really, I get bored doing the same thing over and over and over again. And so I like to change it up frequently, and that's probably why there's all kinds of stuff on my channel that you can find to do, whether it's mixed media or paper heavy or sticker heavy or whatever. I'm always trying to change it up because like I said, I get bored easily, and so it keeps it really interesting to kind of go back and forth between different techniques. And this is a fun one that I do love coming back to. So I hope that you guys are really enjoying this month of 31 Days of Cut Files. If you're not already playing along, that's okay. You can go and join our Facebook group and check it out there and get more inspiration. You do not have to have the cut files we are using, although they are still available in MK's shop as a digital bundle and as a physical bundle. So you're more than, the links are down below for that if you're interested. And you're more than welcome to play along using your own cut files if you'd like. You can also go check out the Facebook group for a live that we are doing most of the days this month using the same cut file of the day, just in a different format, making them larger and using them differently. So go and check that out. Links are all down below. And don't forget to go see what MK is making today using this cut file. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this one. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'd really, really appreciate it. And I'll be back tomorrow with another one. So come back and see me then. Take care and have a great day. Bye.